Reddit, what's your best personal example of petty revenge? I never thought a handful of stale crackers could feel so sweet. My office mate, Tony, had this habit of slipping into my cubicle at lunch and swiping whatever I'd left behind, my sandwich, my yogurt, even that pouch of seaweed snacks I'd stashed for a bad day. I'd come back from meetings to find my lunch half-eaten, my desk drawer yanked open, my stapler mysteriously missing. Management insisted I was misplacing things. I seethed every time I paid for a new pen only to find it clicking in his pocket the next day. One Friday, I decided enough was enough. I noticed Tony never locked his lunchbox. He just shoved it in the shared fridge behind a pile of his gym smoothies. That afternoon, I left early under the pretense of a dentist appointment. Really, I went grocery shopping. When the office emptied, I slipped back in with a small container of plain rice topped with paprika. I opened Tony's lunchbox, swapped my rice for whatever half-eaten sandwich he'd left, then sealed it back up. Simple enough. Saturday morning, Tony opened his lunch and bit down without a second thought. The moment I saw his text alert pop up, "Dude, WTF, my mouth is on fire. Why is my lunch burnt rice?" I knew it had worked. He spent the rest of the afternoon gulping water in the break room, red-faced and cursing the damn cheap cafeteria for changing the menu. I let him stew. But the real fun began Monday. Tony got wind that I was somehow behind the swap. Someone must have seen, but no one had proof. He came into work bristling, scanning the fridge like a hawk, muttering that he'd get payback for this humiliation. That's exactly what I wanted. He started locking his lunchbox with a tiny combination lock I'd rigged from the hardware drawer. He installed a motion-sensing lamp under his desk. He even taped a do not touch sign to his snacks. Meanwhile, I was ghosting through the office, playing innocent, pretending to search for my missing laptop charger, all the while enjoying his increasingly paranoid rituals. Then came the twist. One afternoon, our boss announced we'd been nominated for a regional productivity contest. Free tickets to a conference, a trophy, the whole 9 yards. The prize went to the department that logged the fewest supply theft incidents in a quarter. To qualify, each team had to submit a report of prevented losses, detailing how they'd reduced petty theft. That meant Tony found a golden opportunity. He volunteered to write our report, gloating that his new anti-theft measures would win the award and that he had all the photos and receipts to prove it. We all watched as he compiled his dossier, pictures of his locked box, screenshots of motion sensor emails, and a bulleted list of stolen items that would be impossible to misplace. My heart pounded because hidden among his evidence were snapshots of every pen, every snack, every stapler he'd ever nobbled from me. He'd documented it all, complete with timestamps and smug commentary. He thought it made him look vigilant. Instead, it exposed him as the office klepto. The boss flipped through the pages during our team meeting, eyebrows rising higher with each page turn. By the end, he looked around at us, shook his head, and said, "I think we have a bigger problem than missing paper clips." Tuesday morning, an email blasted through the department. Effective immediately, HR will conduct an inventory audit of all personal and shared supplies. Anyone found guilty of unauthorized appropriation will face disciplinary action. Tony spent the day filling out incident reports confessing every theft he'd ever committed, because technically, he had proof. He's now on probation, and has to replace every snack and office supply he ever stole, out of his own pocket. The productivity prize? Forfeited by his prevented losses. As for me, I got a fresh lunchbox lock as part of my performance bonus. No burns, no missing sandwiches, and the absolute sweetness of watching Tony's face when he realized his own scheming had knocked him out of the running. Petty revenge never tasted so good.